Hi friends, I'm Ashley and welcome to Darling Cottage Diary. I can't take it any longer. It's that time of year. I waited all the way until September to do a spooky, darker kind of theme. So Spooky September is what we are doing today. I promise I will do a completed journal flip through when the time comes. I'm a little over halfway through with this journal, and I do have a tiny journal, micro journal complete. So I'll do those two in one big video together, but we have to finish this one first. I've had a lot of people ask, and I want to finish both of them first. A lot of the bigger papers that you'll see me work with today are from some of the Michaels fall collection. It's not sponsored. I just fell in love with pretty much everything. I wanted to buy one of everything, but restrained myself to mostly the paper goods. So if you haven't seen any of their fall stuff yet, they did really well this year. They kind of went with a dark poison garden type of theme, which is completely my jam. And for those of you who are kind of new to my channel, I've had a good amount of people join the last about 2 months, or start following me the last 2 months, and I promise I do quiet ASMR kind of videos, but I've had so many people tell me they like the voiceovers, as well as just they don't take as long for me to edit. Sitting there and typing in the subtitles really does take a long time, so my hats off to creators who do that for their entire channel. So I will have more of those, but my neighbors were having a field day today. My neighbors across, next door, were having a party, and across the street they were using a table saw for something. So it was gonna be, y'all were gonna hear all of that in the background, and I didn't want to subject you to all of the outside noises. I live in an old 1950s cottage, and with wood windows in half of the house still, which I love. They're beautiful and antique-y and all of the charm and aesthetic, but they are terribly inefficient when it comes to noise pollution and when it comes to energy conservation. But you know, the things we do for the aesthetic, right? So anyway, that's why we're doing voiceover today. Now, with me being extra, I really did want to make this a shaker window, but I had a little bit better of an idea as it was coming together with the shaker windows. I just haven't. I find it making shaker tags and everything, but the shaker windows in the journal pages themselves, I haven't found a way I'm happy with how it turns out, especially because a lot of times I want to use stickers that aren't real, hard. You kind of have to have those thicker window pieces, like actual acrylic pieces, and I only have a handful of those, and so I try to use those very sparingly. And plus, these stickers, again, are from Michaels, and they were so pretty, and I had the extra piece from the top of the little house transparency, and I thought that would be a nice background, and so I had a mind to put some things in there, but with the theme, I really didn't have little bitty pieces to go in there, like little black pieces, or I didn't have sequins or anything, but I did have these cute little spider charms, which I originally bought to have my nail tech put on my nails. I forgot to bring them, so she put on glow-in-the-dark stickers, which are just fine, but I wanted to use them because they're so cute, but it didn't look quite right laying the 2 plastic pieces over it because they're not flat, so I ended up coming up with a little something else instead. This little lady just looked so ghostly because it's that vellum paper, so it's kind of see-through, and she doesn't have a head, and it was just too perfect to be in my little spooky September garden spread here. So it turned out really nice, and what I came up with the spiders, they're kind of hidden, and I like that too. I kind of had this thought in my head for the theme of the story of the page, that, you know, maybe it was somebody who's at a very nice, almost Great Gatsby-esque kind of ball or party that's with the Art Deco paper, the blue paper with the gilded, kind of reminded me of just something that was Gilded Age. And maybe they were at a party and the outside of the house looked a little spooky, and they're there dancing and visiting or something, and then somebody catches a glimpse out into this like secret garden out of the window, and the more they explore the house and the more they look out the window, the creepier things start getting. Like they start seeing things creeping out of the wall and growing out of the wall. They start seeing spiders. They start seeing this kind of other world that maybe the glitz and glam of the rooms they were in had distracted them from. And so the first page has the outside of the house and these, pretty Victorian Gothic frames and everything, and then it gets spookier as you go through the pages. And I want to continue this theme probably into next week, to where I can do the other 2 pages fully. And as you're exploring through the house and into the garden, things just continue to get creepier, and you feel like you're out there alone, but maybe you're not out there alone. Catch a glimpse of this headless lady, but maybe you looked too fast and you kind of came around the corner and realized it was a portrait, but maybe things aren't quite as they seem. I wanted it to look very, very interesting in that way. There's a literary French series called Bujo that is about this kind of illegitimate child, but still cared for child of Louis XIV in Versailles, and it's about she and her brother are playing in the Versailles Gardens, and they're playing with the Dauphin. He's the heir to the throne, and he goes missing when they're all playing out in these gardens, and she and her brother get really scared because they want to find him, but also they don't want to get blamed because they were playing with him, and the sinister things of the court are at play, and they're worried they're gonna get in trouble. So they spread out to try to find him, and they do find him, but then there's all this drama between the wife and the mistresses and everybody, and they have to leave, and their position's very precarious. But the way she described the gardens at night also kind of I had in mind when I was doing this page. I'd also like to remind you to subscribe and like this video if you like this kind of content. I post every Sunday, and we have a growing little group here, and it's just all of the fun paper and crafts and scrapbooking and journaling. I want to get into bullet journaling after I finally finish this big art journal, because I've been doing that in my personal time, and I'm really enjoying it. So that too, probably in the future. And if you would like to, get happy mail from me every month, join our Discord server and, share the pages you're working on or the cool supplies you found or anything like that, as well as digital downloads and printables every month, journal prompts. I do have an Ephemera Club, and that link is below. If you would like to join, we'd love to have you. It's super fun. This themes month for September is library, so I'm gonna have all kinds of book stickers that I hand make myself, book stickers and some embossed pages, recycled book pages, things like that in this month's Happy Mail. And I also wanted to point out that just the few non-Michaels supplies, this in particular, that PET tape, which is really gorgeous, gilded, and I'm trying to conserve it, but I love using it in so many things, is from the Washi Tape shop, and I have a discount link and code below in the description box, as well as a discount link and code for the wax, sealing wax and the wax seal, which I got from Paper World, which is also linked below. And a big thank you to my Ephemera Club, Kathleen, Joanna, Florence, Rebecca, Sasha, Patsy, Teresa, Effie, Kim, Emily, Carly, Carrie, Sherry, Coco, LP, Crystal, Tracy, Britt, Rebecca, Alicia, Keisha, Kenna, Rachel, Denise, W, Jennifer, Ariel, Rasha, and Jennifer. Thank you so much for supporting me this month, and I look forward to seeing y'all next week. Have a great weekend.